This piece is entitled Things Laid Bare. Lately, I'm experiencing a kind of fatigue that I find remarkable. 7 weeks into a regimen of social distancing, sheltering in place, and measuring everything in 6-foot increments, I feel my knees buckling. These days, it's a sensation that I wake up to every morning. I literally lie in bed pondering a question that I've never met. How am I going to negotiate my life as posed by the coming day? One in which I can't interact with the world the way I'm used to, thanks to the alienating effect of masks, rubber gloves, and a layer of concern that is as visible as it is present. I'm seeing things I hadn't before because I've never lived through a pandemic. This virus is showing me aspects of life I never would have realized, like the value of what I call passive human interaction. That's the unexpected, spontaneous, sometimes unwelcome friction we got when we would go about our day pre-corona. It involves standing in various lines, talking to baristas, sales clerks, Uber drivers, sometimes jostling, always moving forward. It was done with a utilitarian bent, but not without a minor social aspect too. In short, it was the kind of thing that you might opt out of if given the choice. And as justified as that might have seemed then, today it would be a tragic misstep. Because the virus has revealed the value of that interaction, and it's priceless. Something that's reaffirmed every time I encounter a masked face in passing on the street, and my eyes dart to theirs, all in search of the barest trace of an exchange, a glancing acknowledgement of shared humanity. In its absence, I'm left with the queasy sense that somehow I'm now different. I've been transformed, and though the feeling is subtle, it's no less palpable, leaving me with an uneasy awareness of no longer exactly knowing who I am. I now grasp that passive human interaction, one transaction at a time, day by day, was the world's contribution to my own self-portrait, the image I silently painted in my head. Each day's interaction with another seemingly nameless, faceless human being, however insignificant, was like having a very fine paintbrush leave its imprint on my canvas, altering it ever so slightly. When done on a daily basis over the course of a lifetime, that process results in a recognizable motif, reflecting what could easily be thought of as an intentional style. So that when I stop to consider my self-portrait today in that light, I notice the change. Something's missing. It turns out that the influence of those silent collaborators isn't permanent. If it's not renewed on a regular basis, it fades to the point of invisibility, leaving the image in front of me paradoxically at once vaguely familiar, yet clearly lacking a vitality that once felt foundational and necessary. Naturally, I grieve. But even the grieving process has been hijacked by the virus. My mom passed away recently back in Indiana. Mom was what I like to call an indirect casualty of the virus. When social distancing was imposed, she could no longer attend her biweekly bridge game. Thus, her lifeline to the world was abruptly cut, sending her into a free fall from which she never recovered. Living in Los Angeles, I wasn't able to fly back. And even if I had been able to, there was no wake, no memorial, and a funeral only attended by my sisters and a priest. Even the rituals we embrace to ease our grief have been suspended, leaving us to mourn endlessly as if we ventured to the rim of a canyon, shouted into it, and cocked our ear to bathe in an echo of relief, one that never comes. And thus, I enter my day, not knowing exactly who I am, having to comfort myself with this chilling understanding. The virus has laid me bare, a stranger for the time being. Stay healthy. Thanks.